let's start with our word of the day. And the word of the day today is step. Because it doesn't matter how ugly it is. It doesn't matter how pretty it is either. The Eagles took the next step going to the Super Bowl by beating the Rams in some tough weather with some real adversity. And I got to be honest with you, I love this football team. I don't have the reaction that the national media has, neither should anybody else. I also don't have the reaction, honestly, that a lot of local fans have. I don't have that. The reason I don't have that is because, to me, it doesn't make sense. I love this team. I love this team for a lot of reasons. But yesterday was an example. What it's about, ultimately, when you're taking each step, is how the team has each other's back. Okay? If Hurts isn't great, Saquon steps up. And Slade talked about it. We'll get that audio later on. It's about how the team plays as a team, and they pick each other up, and they find a way to win. So early, Jalen Hurts has a bunch of success running the ball. Then later on, Hurts might hold the ball too long, offensive line, but the defense steps up. Then Kellen Moore makes some weird play calls. The Rams get the ball, and the defense steps up again. Saquon Barkley is a super-duper star, as bright a light, as a brighter star as we've ever seen in this city. This team is not perfect, because no team is perfect in a salary cap era. But this team does everything it needs to do to win. It finds a way. And for all the talk around the city about underdog and all that kind of stuff, they've been doing it dirty. They've been doing it grimy. They've been finding a way. This should be the team that connects with the mentality of all those fans, because this is what they claim they want. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes down to it, some also want to fast forward. They want to look ahead to Washington already on Monday, the day after the game. I mean, the body is barely cold on yesterday's game, and they want to already talk about Washington. They want to already move on to Super Bowl. No, you got to understand and you got to appreciate each and every step it takes to win a Super Bowl. It takes each and every step, and not every game is going to be pretty. Not every game is going to be pretty. But it's about, did your team do enough to win? And can they beat you multiple ways? And we keep on hearing, oh, they're going to, and Mike was talking about it. Mike is right. National media keeps saying, oh, the passing game, they're going to have to pass to win. And then when they win again, they just say the same thing over and over again. The only thing this team needs to do to win, the only thing this team needs to do to win is win. That's all they need to do. They don't need to do it away to make them happy. They don't need to do it away to make me happy or you happy. All they have to do to win is win. And I'm so tired of all of that talk about how they do it and which way they should do it. A dude ran for 200 yards yesterday, and my takeaway is supposed to be something other than that? You can't convince me of that. He rushed for 200 yards against them again. And what about that talk? What about that talk about how the Rams, the defense was so red hot? Well, why come they couldn't stop Saquon then if they're so hot? And what about that McVay talk about how much of a genius he is? Why is he home then if he's a genius? And what about that, oh, Stafford never loses with McVay in December and January? Why is he home now then? Why? I'll tell you why. Because the Eagles are a fantastic football team, now favored in the NFC Championship game, and I refuse to allow people to tell me that my football team isn't good when I know it is. And also, real quick on Jalen Hurts, just so we'll be accurate, total yards from Mahomes in the victory, 191. Total yards from Allen in the victory, 147. Total yards from Jalen Hurts in the victory, 198. And the only one being talked about in a negative way is Jalen Hurts. I'm telling you, people, don't let them convince you about something that you know better than. Ricky Bo, what was your takeaway?
285 yards on the ground to start with. I mean, when you could run the football like that, why are you worrying about what your passing is going to do anyways? He was 15 for 20 in the passing game. I don't have a problem with that. As long as you're doing the things offensively to score points, that's what the bottom line is. You're talking about playing in a snowstorm, too. I mean, do you think the Rams really wanted to go out there and pass the football? They had to. They were backed into a corner, and they had to. And you saw how that ended up with Matthew Stafford throwing one out of bounds and basically end the ball game. I look at it this way. When you got a guy that could rush for over 200 yards in two separate games, that to me is mind-boggling in itself. Because if you're coming into this game against the Eagles and you're the Rams, wouldn't your number one thing be we have to stop Saquon Barkley? Instead, you let him go on two separate plays for 140 yards. I wouldn't say you exactly stop Saquon Barkley, not even close. And this defense, I mean, talk about just making plays, I mean, everywhere. You look at Jalen Carter. We've been saying this since week 3 or 4 that this guy is a beast. He's going to be a beast all the way through the season. He's playing 97% of the snaps. He's always in the backfield. He's always being disruptive to the other teams. He's picking up Matthew Stafford like he's going to suplex him in WWE, strip sacks, the whole shebang. As a matter of fact, the Eagles probably should have came out of this with a couple more turnovers early on. They had a couple shots at interceptions early on in the ball game. Cooper DeJean had a shot at one. Not Blankenship, but Slay had a shot at one. And I just look at it this way. If you're going to play like this and you could pick up 285 yards offensively just running the football, what is the problem? I mean, that's a bunch of yards. And then you add on 128 in the air when you really didn't even need it. I think this team has got it all. I think defensively they have it all to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. And as a matter of fact, you talked about spreads. I looked at spreads. The only team that they would be not favored against, and it's just 1 point, would be the Kansas City Chiefs. This team is on their way to the Super Bowl, no doubt about it.
610-632-0975 is the number. The word of the day today is step. You can't skip any steps. Yesterday was an important step on that journey. Why are people acting like they lost the game nationally? Why are people acting like that locally? We'll talk about all the good things that happened in the game.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching our YouTube. If you want to help us out, go ahead and like and subscribe for us. If you liked what you saw, go right over here to our playlists and pick out whatever you want to watch.